जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरा भक्तवृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरा भक्तवृंद ज्ञानतिमिन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदां सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे प्रिय वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम कृष्ण पदाय कृष्ण दस्यन्ते प्रिय श्री गिरिराजाय स्वामी सुभद्रे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णदस्यन्ते श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नमः। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी आचार्यं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणम्। हरे कृष्ण. So we are reading from Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila chapter 8 and text 78. एक ग्रंथा लिखाया मोरा मदन मोहना अमारा लिखाना ये ना सुखेरा कथाना. Actually, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita is not my writing but the dictation of Shri Madan Mohan. My writing is like the repetition of a parrot. This should be the attitude, this should be the attitude of all devotees when the Supreme Person Godhead recognizes a devotee. He gives him intelligence and dictates how he may go back home, back to God. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavad Gita 10.10. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti. Those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. The opportunity to engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord is open to everyone because every living entity is constitutionally a servant of the Lord. To engage in the service of the Lord is a natural function of the living entity. But because he's covered by the influence of Maya, the material energy, he thinks it to be a very difficult task. But if he places himself under the guidance of a spiritual master and does everything sincerely, immediately the Lord, who is situated within everyone's heart, dictates how to serve him. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. The Lord gives this dictation, and thus the devotee's life becomes perfect. Whatever a pure devotee does is done by the dictation of the Supreme Lord. Thus it is confirmed by the author of Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita that whatever he wrote was written under the direction of the Sri Madan Mohan Ji. So this is very, very important, Actually, it's natural for us to just follow the dictation of Krishna. It's completely natural. And it is unnatural when we make our own program, our own plans, and we have to fight with this one, that one, against this one, that one. Fight against circumstances, fight against other people. Our own limited intelligence and understanding. It's impossible. Our constitutional position is to follow the instruction of the Lord, which is actually spread among the pure devotees, those who are nishkam, those who are devoted to Krishna, who has only one thing: to serve Krishna, to engage in the service of the Lord and natural function of the living entity. But because he's covered by the influence of Maya, the material energy, he thinks it to be a very difficult task. You want to do something for Krishna, but it's like impossible. But if he places himself under the guidance of a spiritual master and does everything sincerely, immediately the Lord, who is situated within everyone's heart, dictates how to serve him. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. Prabhupada's example, and here the example is given of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, because he is 90 years old. All right, he's 90 years old, and he's going to write. It's writing with your hand, right? So he's going to write by hand. Everybody knows how our hand shakes, right? With age, there's no grip, right? What to speak of memory? Everybody's memory seems to be gone by the time you hit 70s. Now, 19 years old, here this Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj, he is going to write, all right, with memory. So this can only be from intelligence given to him by the Supreme Lord. So the Lord gives this direction, and thus the devotee's life becomes perfect. So if we are able to do something for Krishna, then our life becomes perfect. Whatever a pure devotee does is done by the dictation of the Supreme Lord. We read earlier qualifications of a devotee, which is very important. Of a devotee, I just read it somewhere. Yeah, gentle, tolerant, peaceful, magnanimous, grave, sweet in his words, and very sober in his endeavors, respectful to everyone, work for the benefit of all. Diplomacy, envy, and jealousy were unknown to his heart. So the magnanimous, always absorbed in love of Godhead, accepted the good qualities of Vaishnavas and never found fault in them. He engaged his heart and soul only to satisfy the Vaishnavas. He's engaged in hearing Shri Chaitanya Mangala, speaking, reading and speaking the Shastra. So, these are the qualities of a devotee to whom Krishna gave the intelligence how to do the service. Right? 79. Okay. Indira Radha, you want to read? 79.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Text 79. Te likhi madana gopala ye likhaya asthera putali yena kuhake nachaya. As a wooden doll is made to dance by a magician, I write as Madan Gopal orders me to do so. Purport. This is the position of a pure devotee. One should not take any responsibility on his own, but should be a soul surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who will then give him dictation as the Chaitya Guru, or the spiritual master within. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is pleased to guide a devotee from within and without. From within, he guides him as a super soul, and from without, he guides him as a spiritual master.
Continue.
Text 18. Kuladi Devata Mora Madana Mohan Yanra Sevaka Raghunata Rupasthanatana. I accept as my family deity Madan Mohan, whose worshippers are Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami, and Sanatan Goswami. Text 81. Vrindavana Dashera Pada Padmakari Dhyana Tanra Agnya Lana Likhiya Hatte Kalyana. I took permission from Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur by praying at his lotus feet, and upon receiving his order, I have attempted to write this auspicious literature. Purport. Shri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami took permission not only from the Vaishnava and Madan Mohan, but also from Vrindavan Das Thakur, who is understood to be the Vyas of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 82. Chaitanya lila te Vyasa Vrindavana Dasha Tanra Kripa Vina Anye Nahai Prakasha. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is the authorized writer on the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Without his mercy, therefore, one cannot describe his pastime. Text 83. Murkhanicha Shudra Muni Vishaya Lalasa Vaishnavagya Bali Kari Ete Kasha. I'm foolish, low-born, and insignificant, and I always desire material enjoyment. Yet, by the order of the Vaishnavas, I am greatly enthusiastic to write this transcendental literature. Text 84. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Charanera E Bala Yan Rasmite Sitahaya Vanchita Sakala. The lotus feet of Sri Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami are my source of strength. Remembering the lotus feet can fulfill all one's desire. Text 85. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Yara Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Dasa. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishna Das, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in the footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, 8th chapter, in the matter of the authors receiving the orders of the authorities, Krishna and Guru. Haribol.
No. So this is the attitude that Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami took permission not only from the Vaishnavas and Madan Mohan, but also from Vrindavan Das Thakur, who's understood to be the Vyasa of the pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, the authorized writer on the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Without his mercy, therefore, one cannot describe these pastimes. I'm foolish, low-born, and insignificant, and I always desire material enjoyment. Yet, by the order of the Vaishnavas, I'm greatly enthusiastic to write this transcendental literature. So, oops, sorry. So this is like such a combination, a very delicate combination. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he's enthusiastic to write. All right? So this is one thing. Like we are enthusiastic to do one work, but we cannot do it unless we have blessings of our spiritual master, the Vaishnavas. Right? His patience, utsaha, nischay dharyat. So enthusiasm is, now, if there is no enthusiasm, so here Krishnadas Kaviraj say, I'm foolish, meaning I don't know how to write. I'm low-born. That meaning, who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who am I? Right? I'm low-born and insignificant. Insignificant. Right? I don't know how you feel when suddenly you realize you're insignificant. You know? Like sometimes, you thought you're very great, you think everybody will listen to you, and then suddenly you found out that nobody cares about your opinion. Right? So, in other words, we are insignificant. Chudra. Murkha, foolish. Neech, low-born. Chudra, very insignificant. Ishaya lalasa. I am hankering, I'm desiring material enjoyment. So who can say they are without material desires? So all these are the disqualification. Yet I am enthusiastic. All right? Yet I am enthusiastic. Meaning, despite, like each one of us, we may know our own shortcomings. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to engage in Krishna's service. Like sometimes devotees say, I'm too fallen, I shouldn't do this. I'm too fallen to serve Krishna. So I may be fallen, I may have all these disqualifications, but still I'm enthusiastic to do service for Krishna. And I will do it with the permission of the Vaishnavas. My God, this is speaking directly to me, It's like, I want to do something, I just go and run to do it, and then I didn't ask, is it okay? Should I do? Then ask for blessing, and then I crush. Right? Then what to do? Always thinking that I can do by myself. So much humility is required. So much humility and patience. The other person is taking his or her time to say yes or no, what do, right? You have to sit and wait and say, okay, let me just do it, So much patience. One entire chapter of 85 verses. This is how long Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami waited. And I don't know how many weeks we took to read through it. 1 whole month, or maybe more, right? And now he will start his work. Oh my God.
How long did Srila Prabhupada take to translate? How long did Srila Prabhupada take to translate?
Oh, well. He did the first volume did the first volume of Srimad Bhagavatam, right? I mean, the 3 volumes of Bhagavatam. We did
No,
those.
I'm talking about Sisi.
Oh, Sisi! I don't know. I don't know.
Correct, I
But,
must have been the same
yeah,
amount of time.
yeah, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Well,
I
yeah,
know he finished one Ekadasi, Ram Ekadasi.
yeah.
We know that because our Guru, Guru Maharaj is always saying
Mm,
about that. We know that. Ram Ekadasi, he finished last.
yes,
I think it
yes,
was 70 something. Yeah.
yeah. And he had completed, but they were not printing the book. So he gave them 2 months' times. 1 month or 2 months' time says, print. Devotee, please mute yourself. Yeah, okay. Yeah, anyway, you have to read Prabhupada Lilamrita again, or we can ask Viraj Maharaj or Rameshwar Prabhu. All right, so let's read chapter 9. Who wants to read it? Anupama?
Hare Krishna.
Oh, Krishna.
I'll start with chapter 9, Mataji.
Yeah.
Chapter 9, the desire tree of devotional service. A summary of chapter 9 has been given as follows by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur in his Amrita Pravaha Bhashya. In this chapter, the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita has devised a figurative example by describing the desire tree of bhakti. He considers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is known as Vishwambhara, to be the gardener of this tree because he is the main personality who has taken charge of it. As the supreme enjoyer, he enjoyed the fruits himself and distributed them as well. The seed of the tree was first sown in Navadvip, the birth site of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then the tree was brought to Purushottam Kshetra, Jagannath Puri, and then to Vrindavan. The seed fructified first in Srila Madhavendra Puri and then in his disciple Sri Ishwara Puri. It is figuratively described that both the tree itself and the trunk of the tree are Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Paramananda Puri and 8 other great sannyasis are like the spreading roots of the tree. From the main trunk, there extend 2 special branches, Advaita Prabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu. And from those branches grow other branches and twigs. The tree surrounds the entire world, and the fruits of the tree are to be distributed to everyone. In this way, the tree of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu intoxicates the entire world. It should be noted that this is a figurative example meant to explain the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Okay. So actually now she's very famous, no? Is Bhakti Lata. It's a very famous example. So let's read about it. Amrita Radhe, are you able to read?
I can try, Mataji, before my son starts yelling again. Should I start with text 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Tam Srimat Krishna Chaitanya Devam Vande Jagadgurum Yasyanukampaya Shwapi Mahabhim Santaret Sukham. Translation. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual master of the entire world, Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. by whose mercy even a dog can swim across a great ocean. Sometimes it is to be seen that a dog can swim in the water for a few yards and then come back to the shore. Here, however, it is stated that if a dog is blessed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he can swim across an ocean. Similarly, the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, placing himself in a helpless condition, states that he has no personal power, but by the desire of Lord Chaitanya expressed through the Vaishnavas and Madan Mohan Vigraha, it is possible for him to cross a transcendental ocean to present Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Hmm. Hmm?
Text,
Yeah,
text
yes.
9.
Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah. So see, Lord Shri Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, by whose mercy, even a dog, even a dog can swim across a great ocean. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Mahaprabhu is very, very merciful and he can empower even an insignificant living entity such as a dog to cross a great ocean.
Yeah, meaning that the dog can only swim for a few yards. And they jump in the water, right? They swim, and then what do? They come back. But by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this dog can cross an ocean. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, placing himself in a helpless condition, state that he has no personal power, but by the desire of Lord Chaitanya, expressed. See, now, okay, Mahaprabhu told me. Mahaprabhu was not there, right? And he has to write Chaitanya Charitamrita. So the desire of Lord Chaitanya was expressed through the Vaishnavas and the Madan Mohan Vigraha. It is possible for him to cross a transcendental ocean to present Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So doing the impossible. Yeah. Continue. Continue.
Text 9.2. Jaya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Gaura Chandra. Jai Jai Advaita Jaya Jaya Nityananda. All glories to Shri Krishna Chaitanya, who is known as Gaura Hari. All glories to Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu. Jai Jai Shrivasadi Gaur Bhaktagan. Sarvabhishta Purti Hetu Yahara Smaran. All glories to the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, headed by Srivas Thakur. In order to fulfill my desires, I remember their lotus feet. The author here continues to follow the same principles of worship of the Panchatattva that were described in the 7th chapter of Adi Lila. Text 9.4. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatt Raghunath, Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatt Das Raghunath. I also remember the 6 Goswamis, Roop Sanatan Bhatt Raghunath, Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatt Das Raghunath. Purport. This is the process for writing transcendental literature. A sentimentalist who has no Vaishnava qualifications cannot produce transcendental writings. There are many fools who consider Krishna Lila to be a subject of art and who write or paint pictures about the pastimes of Lord Krishna with the gopis, sometimes depicting them in a manner practically obscene. These fools take pleasure in material sense gratification, but one who wants to make advancement in spiritual life must scrupulously avoid their literature, unless one is a servant of Krishna and the Vaishnavas, as Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami presents himself to be. in offering respects to Lord Chaitanya, his associates, and his disciples. One should not attempt to write transcendental literature.
So here Prabhupada is giving some very important instruction. Okay? He's saying a sentimentalist who has no Vaishnav qualifications cannot produce transcendental writings. All right. There are many fools who consider Krishna lila to be a subject of art, right? Krishna is a favorite of all arts. And what do? So, yeah, so they write poetry, they write songs, right? And they paint pictures about the pastimes of Lord Krishna with the gopis, sometimes depicting them in a manner practically obscene. And what do? They put that in their public places like planes, So why Radha Krishna? And it's like, oh, it's such a horror. So very, very careful how Prabhupada is saying they paint Radha Krishna and the gopis in a obscene way. Because it attracts customers. Now we've seen all that. Okay, Devahuti, you want to read? Text 5. Are you able to read? Rashmi disappeared. Haribol, Devahuti, are you able to read? Okay, Indira Radha, you read?
Mataji, I'm driving, taking the kids to the
Oh,
class.
okay,
So I'm to
okay,
class.
okay.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Text 5. ईशभ प्रसादे लिखी चैतन्य लीला गुण जानी व न जानी करी आपन शोधन. It is by the mercy of all these Vaishnavas and Gurus that I attempt to write about the pastimes and qualities of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whether I know it or know not, it is for self-purification that I write this book. Purport. This is the sum and substance of transcendental writing. One must be an authorized Vaishnava, humble and pure. One should write transcendental literature to purify oneself, not for credit. By writing about the pastimes of the Lord, one associates with the Lord directly. One should not ambitiously think, I shall become a great author and I shall be celebrated as a writer. These are material desires. One should attempt to write for self-purification. It may be published or it may not be published. Doesn't matter. If one is actually sincere in writing, all his ambitions will be fulfilled. Whether one is known as a great author is incidental. One should not attempt to write transcendental literature for material name and fame. Right.
Okay, so now this is strict instruction. So one should not write for material name and fame. Looks like everything people want to do is so that their name is visible. Everything they do, right? So writing about, transcendental literature also, we want to make sure our name is there. Anyway, continue.
Text 6. Malakara Swayam Krishna Premamrataruhu Swayam Data Bhukta Tat Falana. Yastam Chaitanyam Ashraye. I take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who himself is the tree of transcendental love of Krishna, its gardener, and also the bestower and enjoyer of its fruit.
Yeah, so
It's
now
the
let's look at this. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's the tree. So remember, this is like an analogy. So Mahaprabhu is compared to the tree of transcendental love of Krishna. Malakara Garana Swayam, Krishna, Lord Krishna, Prema, Amara, transcendent, Taru. So Taru means the tree. Swayam, Data, Bhukta, Tat Phalanam. So here, so let's take the first point. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the tree. This is the first one. He's the tree. Then the gardener. So now if you have a tree, then you also need to be a gardener. Why a gardener? What does a gardener do?
takes care of the tree.
How does he take care of
Make,
the tree?
make sure that no weeds are stifling the tree, that it's growing properly, and like watering and all that.
Yeah. Removing insects, weeds,
Take
right?
all
Roots,
the
manure.
insects.
Manure. Okay, manure. Right, so he's the gardener. All right, so he, the love of Krishna, he's the tree, meaning it's already grown up tree. What is that grown up tree? It is love of Godhead. But he's also the gardener. So now he wants to give that love of Godhead, or love of Krishna. So he's the gardener and then the bestower. So he wants to give and he wants us to, and he's the bestower and enjoyer of its fruits. Meaning that when we love someone, when we give to somebody, we enjoy giving to somebody. We enjoy doing something for somebody.
What he says, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a tree, but at the same time, he's also the gardener.
Hmm.
And then, being the gardener, he bestows and enjoys the fruits.
He's a
So
doctor.
he gives out the fruits and at the same time enjoys the fruits. This is what
Yes.
he's
Yeah. Yes. So he's the gardener, he gives the data, and he's all the enjoyer of its fruits. Meaning that this love, he's giving out the love and he's also relishing that love.
okay.
Right? He's also relishing. If you don't relish doing service for Krishna, right? Then we should relish doing service for Krishna. Then we are complete. We cannot just give and we don't relish doing the service. Then at some point, we don't want to do it.
Yeah.
We should also be relishing that I'm so happy I'm doing this. And like we read somewhere that how do you know the presence of Krishna? How do you know Krishna is there? Because you feel happy, rasa, the rasa that you get from the service. This is Krishna. Text 7. Read.
प्रभु कहे आमी विश्वम्भरा नामधरी नाम सार्थक हया यदि प्रेम विश्वभरी. Lord Chaitanya thought, my name is Vishwambara, one who maintains the entire universe. its meaning will be actualized if I can fill the whole universe with love of Godhead and work. Text 8. Etachinti Laila Prabhu Malakara Dharma Navadvipe Arambhila Falo Dhyana Karma. Thinking in this way, he accepted the duty of a planter and began to grow a garden in Navadvip. Text 9.
So beautiful.
Chaitanya, yeah,
So beautiful. And you
yeah,
know, don't you
the
always
way he
like
likes
when you say Krishna is thinking? It's very personal, right? Because you want to know what Krishna is thinking, right? It becomes very real. So Lord Chaitanya is thinking, my name is Vishwambhar, maintainer of the entire universe. So its meaning will be actualized if I can fill the whole universe with the love of Godhead. Now we have to remember, what is this universe? This universe is the place where nobody wants Krishna, right? Nobody wants love for Krishna. But if they're sufficiently open to accept Krishna and love Krishna. So he said, Vishwambhar, meaning one who maintains the entire universe. So I should fill the whole universe with love of Godhead. So this is a very ambitious task, to fill the whole world with love of Godhead. Eta chintit laila Prabhu Malakar Dharma. So he took up the business, Prabhupada advice, the business of a gardener, Malakar Dharma. You know, like in Varnashram Dharma, right? So he took up the work of a Malakar, a gardener. So, and began to grow a garden. Aram Bhila began Phala Udyan Karma. He started to grow a garden in Navadvip. So what was his activities? If we want to know, what was Krishna came. Now here's Mahaprabhu. So he came in this world. What did he do? Was he bored? He had nothing to do. He was just sitting and getting bored. So what was he doing?
was filling the universe with the love of God.
Yeah. So how did he do it? He accepted the duty of a planter and began to grow a garden in Navadvip. That was his activity. When you think, what is Krishna doing? I'm sitting here. What is Krishna doing in Golok Vrindavan? Are you not curious to know at this moment? It is 5:30. What is Krishna doing in Golok Vrindavan in his time? Right?
He just got up from 4 o'clock, and then having juice. This is what we offer, no? To Krishna at 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
Juice,
yeah. Well, he's coming.
Just got up, and then he's playing again.
He's coming back with all the cowherd boys and the calves and the cows from Govardhan hill, and he's filled with dust, and the mother and father are running on the porch of the house to receive Krishna. And as he's passing by, he's sending sidelong glance, right? The gopis are standing very far away, right? But the others are very openly, oh, my boy has come, right? So what is Mahaprabhu doing? So gradually we will learn how Mahaprabhu spends his time. Yeah. Continue.
6-9. Shri Chaitanya Malakara Prithve Ani Bhakti Kalpataru Ropila Sinchi Ichapani. Thus the Lord brought the desired tree of devotional service to this earth and became its gardener. He sowed the seed and sprinkled upon it the water of his will.
Mm.
In beautiful, the way he writes, beautiful. In many places, devotional service has been compared to kripa. One has to sow the seed of the devotional kripa, bhakti lata, within his heart. As he regularly hears and chants, the seed will fructify and gradually grow into a mature plant, and then produce the fruit of devotional service, namely love of Godhead, which the gardener, Mala Kara, can then enjoy without impediments. Text 10.
Yeah, let's just relish these verses, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so beautiful, just so beautiful. And so thus the Lord brought the desired tree. What's a desired tree? Kalpataru. Bhakti, desired tree of devotional service to this earth. So meaning that this bhakti belongs to the spiritual world. But he brought, so that's why I was saying that this material world is where nobody wants Krishna. Isn't it? Nobody wants Krishna. That's why we are here. Who wants Krishna in Golo Vrindavan, Vaikuntha? This is where they surrendered and they have love for Krishna, for Narayan, and all his incarnations. But this material world is where nobody wants Krishna. But Vishwambhar saw that I am maintainer of the entire universe. So I should give that precious commodity, right, that exists in Golok Vrindavan. So what did he do? He brought the desired tree of devotional service to this earth, Prithivite Ani. Prithivite Ani, on earth. He brought this desired tree of devotional service and became its gardener. Bhakti Kalpatar Ropila. Ropila Sinchi. So he sowed the tree. He sowed the seed of that tree, and then he's watering it and sprinkle upon it the water of his will. So he brought the desired tree. I mean, so how did he bring? He brought the seed. He didn't bring the entire tree. He brought the seed of the. So that's what we say with Diksha, right? We say like this, with Diksha, Guru give that seed of bhakti. He plants the seed of bhakti in the heart and then sprinkle upon it the water of his will. So what is that water? Regularly hears and chant. The seed will fructify and gradually grow into a mature plant and then produce the fruit of devotional service. So the more we hear, the more we chant, the more we want to engage in devotional service.
How do we sow the seed? By sadhana? Sadhana bhakti?
Yeah, Guru is giving the seed. No? Guru is giving the seed.
He's okay. Guru sows the seed.
Yeah. Actually, the
And
seed
we
is
have to
already,
take it.
yeah. Actually, the seed is already there in the heart. It is dormant. It's dormant. This love for Krishna. It's there in the heart, but it is dormant. Guru comes and wake up. Jeev jago, jeev jago.
So, yeah.
So you forgot Krishna. Take the mala. Now you chant. So he keeps on speaking. I heard in one lecture Prabhupada say, like a psychiatrist, he go on talking and talking and talking and talking to the person. That's his work. So similarly, the guru go on talking and talking and talking and talking, serve Krishna, take the mala, do this, So somebody had posted one lecture about uh, how knowledge was actually awakened. So example was given about this Chaturmasya. So during the Chaturmasya, the four Kumaras, they sat in one place, and this little boy, Narada, he didn't sit and listen to Bhagavad Katha. What did he do? He only did seva. So Prabhupada is saying there was no preaching. There's no need of preaching. Preaching means now in Kali Yuga, we don't want to do so much. We have to talk and talk and talk and talk. Do. It's good for you. It's good for the world. We have to again and again in so many ways, so many examples. We have to give. The whole entire Mahabharata is only to show us what happens if you don't do it, right? So much talk, just to convince us. But actually, just by engaging in service, that love is awakened. So Prabhupada was saying there is no need of preaching. But these days we have to preach. I say so many things. So, as he regularly hears and chants, the seed will fructify and gradually grow into a mature plant and then produce the fruit of devotional service. So this little boy, Narad Muni, in his previous birth, son of a Shudrani, it was natural to do service. And when he did service, the seed, meaning that was service actually, he did it in practice. And when he did it, as he regularly hears and chants, the seed will fructify and gradually grow into a mature plant, meaning your bhakti becomes fixed. Mature plant meaning that this is the only thing you want to do. Not that, I'll keep on hopping, from one place to the next, to the next. I'm not sure what I want to do. Become a mature plant and then produce the fruit of devotional service, namely love of Godhead. That's our success. If finally we start loving Krishna, which the gardener, Malakar, can then enjoy without impediments. So meaning that I'm myself becoming the gardener. So if so the seed is planted, right? And then we hear and we chant and we develop love for Krishna. And that when there is love of Krishna, we actually are able to enjoy without impediment. Without impediment. We enjoying. Enjoying the service itself. I'm enjoying the reciprocation from Krishna, right? See, we waste a lot of time in preaching, actually. Huge time we waste. Right? Sorry, I'm keep on saying this. Right? When actually, what should we be doing? We should be cooking. We should be dressing the deities. We should be making the flower garlands. Meaning if we go out shopping, it should be to buy the cloth, to buy the jewelry, right? You don't have to fight with anybody in the house. do the arti, it's arti time. Even in temples, right, you have rules and regulation. You have to put the name of the person on the list. And maybe he doesn't turn up. You have to fight with people to do any seva, right?
And
Entire
that
group.
means it doesn't come naturally then. It
Yeah,
has to come naturally.
yeah. So when the entire group, like the gopis, right? The entire group, so they're waiting. They're just waiting. When will be their turn to serve? Right? Because Krishna has his 24 hours. Morning, he's with Mother Yashoda, right? And then he will wake up, he will run to the cows, remove the milk. So now is the time with the calves, right? Right? And then he will come with the boyfriends, the sakhas, he will run out, and the gopis are sitting and waiting when my turn will come. Right? Oh,
But
in
all
between.
night, all night he is with them.
And
He doesn't sleep, Krishna.
and in
Goes
between,
to,
and
and he,
actually in between, Mother Yashoda calls for Radhika and the gopis. So they're waiting for their turn. They're in the kitchen, they're cooking for Krishna, right? So from time to time, they steal a moment. So everybody's waiting when my turn will come. This cooperation, everybody's cooperating with each other. Just to please Krishna. Just to please Krishna. So this is what is meant by to relish, and then produce
without
the fruit of
impediments.
devotional service, namely love of Godhead, which the gardener Malakara can then enjoy without impediments. It's my own anarthas that are the impediments. I don't want to do. I don't have taste to do. I think it's boring. I have other things to do. I'm sleepy. I'm lazy. Right? These are the impediments. Right? So when I remember this devotee, Indira Radha, you know her, Kamala, this friend in Mauritius. So whenever I go to Mauritius, I used to stay a long time, 1 month, 6 weeks. And as soon as I land up in Mauritius, she's already ready. She's ready with the prasadam, right? And every single day, without fail, she will bring me prasadam. And then she'll be there. Where do I have to go? She will take me here, she will take me there. Remember, I came to your office in Rara with her, right? She just packed me up, take me, right? We know, come and meet you. And we got books. And then I was shocked. I say, Kamala, where do you have time to do this? You have a husband, you have a huge house, you have to clean that house, right? You have to get the laundry done. You have a daughter. You have 2 children. This girl is going to university. You have to drop her. You have to pick her. Where do you find time for me? She gave me one answer, which I can never forget. She said, when there is love, you can do anything. This is what she told me. When there is love, you can do anything. She passed away a few years back.
She knew she was sick, but then she didn't let anyone know. And then she went just in order to be able to serve Guru Maharaj. She stayed there for like 3 months, and then when she came back, the cancer had really spread.
Yeah. Yes. The last time I saw her, I went to Mauritius. She had cancer and she couldn't carry. She couldn't carry. She said, I cannot cook, but I have brought the ingredients for you. What do you need? Can you imagine?
She was a personification of seva.
Yeah. Yeah. She cooked for every single Maharaj. And I'm not a Maharaj, I'm just a nobody. She didn't.
She liked you very much.
She cooked every single day without fail. So this is what we are talking about, to serve without impediments. So I asked her, I said, how are you able to do this? Because I know how we always have to chase after the devotees to do the deity worship, to do one arti, to do the cooking, to do this, to do that. You need a roster and you need a manager. And it's not that I'm not related, I'm not a family member, I'm not a relative, I'm just a friend. How she could do this. So I just remembered her to serve Krishna without impediment. So she told me this one thing which I can never forget. When there is love, you can do anything.
Really true. If you don't love Krishna, you won't be able to do that. It will be like a burden, to be able to serve.
Yeah. All right, so our 1 hour is over. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Siddhi. Hare Krishna, everyone. Bye.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.